Topic: How to flirt with women very easily. This art few people tell you about. The psychology of love. Have you ever wondered, why are there some men who don't say much, aren't handsome, not flashy, but women remember them forever? While there are others who, the more they try, the more they are forgotten within a few short days? You might have thought, flirting is a game for smooth talkers. But actually, flirting is just an emotional language, and few people tell you how to speak it. Today, you and I will go to the end of this video to see more clearly one thing. Flirting is actually very easy if you understand what women never say out loud. 1. When the conversation loses its spark, and you don't know why most men think that just being polite and asking appropriate questions is enough to make an impression. But in reality, being overly innocent is the first thing that kills the emotion. A conversation without spark turns into a social interview. No electricity, no thrill, just two polite people sitting across from each other. And then silence. Flirting is not a way to win someone over, but an art of igniting energy between two people. It's when the eyes, the voice, the pauses in a sentence can make the other person feel their heart gently tremble. 2. The biggest mistake men make is thinking flirting has to be direct. Most men fail not because they lack confidence, but because they are too eager to be accepted. They compliment her too quickly. "You're so beautiful." "I like this hairstyle of yours." It sounds polite, but it kills the mystery. Because when you say everything you think, you take away the right to guess, one of the greatest pleasures for women. Real flirting is not about saying, "I like you," but in the look that makes her wonder, does he like me, or is he just joking? Attractive men are those who make her think about him after he leaves. Not because he speaks well, but because he leaves a space she wants to fill. 3. Subtlety, the art of implication and silence. A sophisticated man never says everything on his mind. He lets emotions breathe, letting his eyes tell the story instead of words. Instead of praising, "You are so charming," say, "I didn't know sportswear could be so distracting." Implied, but not crude. Sensual, but still within limits. Flirting is not about pressure. It's when you create space for the other person to want to step in. When you know when to stop, women will remember that pause, more than 100 compliments. 4. Confidence is not about talking a lot, but knowing when to smile. Women test you. Not to put you down, but to see if you are truly steady. When she says, "How many girls have you said that to?" a clumsy man will rush to explain, but a man who understands the game just smiles and says, "I don't remember anymore. So many that I had to make a list." A little humor, a little confidence, and all she feels is that you are unshaken. Women don't look for perfection. They look for someone who makes them feel safe amidst their own contradictions. 5. Role reversal. When she is the one pursuing, most men chase. But those who are attractive, they know how to make women want to come closer. Instead of saying, "I want you," say, "Don't look at me like that. I'm starting to doubt your intentions." A little game. Harmless, but it creates an electric feeling between the two. And in that moment, you are no longer the one begging for affection, but the one making her feel like she's touching something dangerous yet alluring. Flirting is actually a dance of energy. When you lead, she follows. When you step back, she moves forward. That alternation is what makes people addicted. 6. Push and pull. Push and pull. Sweet tension creates attraction. You can say, "You're so cute, just like my little sister." It sounds teasing, like pushing away, but it makes her curious. Is he joking or serious? That is the current of emotions. Without a bit of challenge, everything would be flat. Women, no matter how strong, want to be felt. Not with words, but through the subtle struggle between closeness and distance. An attractive man is not someone easy to predict, but someone who makes her reread his eyes in her mind many times. 7. Suggest rather than express. Let imagination lead the way. When you say, "You're better at many things than I thought," she will wonder, what things are those? At that moment, she is imagining, and it is that imagination that captivates her. You don't need to say everything. Just let her want to know more. Flirting is not the art of speaking, but the art of making others want to listen to you a little longer. 8. You're taking advantage of me again. When teasing is also a form of connection. Sometimes, a seemingly light remark, "You're taking advantage of me again," can change the atmosphere between two people. It is both a tease and a way to introduce intimacy into the interaction. She will laugh, but deep down she knows you are dancing with her on the line between affection and curiosity. That is the difference between a man who flirts and a man who knows how to create a connection. Conclusion. When it comes to flirting, most of us think of techniques. But the truth is, flirting is a journey of self-discovery. You can only make someone else feel moved when your energy is deep and genuine. When you no longer fear rejection and no longer need anyone to validate your worth. Women sense this very quickly. She will see in your eyes, not desire, but the calmness of a man who knows what he wants. Flirting is not about winning someone over. It is the art of making two people share a moment where both want to stay a little longer. And you will realize, when you stop at the right moment, she will start to come closer. Maybe today you like someone and still don't know how to start. Remember, what moves people is not words, but the energy you carry when you speak. Flirt with calmness, with a smile, with sincere eyes, because sometimes the way you stay silent is the most beautiful form of flirting. If you have ever loved someone like that, be patient. And don't forget to subscribe to the Reflection channel to listen to more things men don't say, but always want women to understand.